See, because the businessman, he forsook his talents. He was like, screw this, I'm making money. And he had to pay a certain internal price for it. And he hates it. And now he hates them. And he wants to make sure, and he hates, he pretty much wants to mock everybody. And he wants to be like, okay, there's great stuff like, Shermenelek and Pharoah Monch, but we're not going to help them now. We're going to put out 50 Cent. And I mean, that's, hell, from compared to some of the stuff I've heard on the driving down the street, bumping from people's cars, 50 Cent's even, higher quality than a lot of it they're pushing nowadays. And it's like, and they're sitting there laughing. They know they're not producing the highest quality product. They know they're not putting out the good music. They know they're giving everybody shit. And they're laughing and they're breaking it in. And they're saying, "Oh, it's target demographics. This is what sells." Supply and demand, but demand doesn't even mean that that's what people want anymore. It's just that's what people buy. And people buy what's advertised. So they can pretty much say, okay, I'm going to create demand by advertising this shit. And then I can say, well, that's what's in demand. It's circular thinking. But what it does is it keeps anybody who hasn't been marketed from succeeding. And they've got the whole business credo of don't market anything that hasn't been proven sellable. Well, in the arts, which is what they're using that business credo in the arts. In the arts, that completely demolishes any innovation or creativity, except in how to sell. The only creative usage is how to market this. Creative marketing. There's no creativity left in the music. They're just sitting here creating demand by promotion, and then saying, well, that's in what's in demand. You got to sound like this. So they're choosing the worst music, promoting it. Maybe not the worst, but mediocre music, and promoting it. It says what they say, what they want it to say. It says what they want it to say. It sounds like they want you to listen to. It's not too creative. It doesn't have too much spirit to it. It doesn't carry, like if you listen to jazz and stuff from the 60s or the 40s, you will receive those thoughts. What's on that musician's mind will come through that music, and there's some abstract and deep stuff. But you listen to some rock from the 60s, same thing. Classical music. Funk. But music now, it's not made by real artists who are they think deep and they're real creative and smart. It's the music they put out is put out by conformists. So all you're getting when you listen to it is some conformist shit. That's all you're perceiving. That's all the only thoughts you're getting from that music is conformity. And that's what they want. And that's why they're doing it. And, and they've got the big excuse of supply and demand. It's in demand. But they create demand with promotion and pricing. Mostly promotion in the arts. That's what it comes down to. Whatever's promoted. I mean, in the 60s, they were buying the Beatles. They were buying James Brown. They were buying Miles Davis in 1970 sold 1 million copies of Bitches Brew in the first less than a year. 1 million copies of Bitches Brew. I mean, think about that. Think about an album like that coming out now and selling 1 million copies in a year. Instrumental, totally innovative, sounds like nothing that's ever been done before. Coming out and it sells 1 million copies. See, people will buy the best music if they are exposed to the best music. But they're not. Because the record companies refuse. And almost every small label now is a subsidiary of a major label. There's very few independent labels. And the internet There's great music on there. There really is. If you dig deep, there's some really excellent music. It's not as well recorded, but there's some fucking great fucking music on there. And they're getting ignored completely. And they're getting ripped off. The record companies have people, they have people surfing the net, looking for stuff they can steal, and then they get songwriters to copy the sound, but not exactly. But the songwriters are skilled enough to get the general sound, and then they dumb down the lyrics, maybe add a couple different instrumentations, and then put it out. And it's fucking sad. It's destroying people. It's destroying artists. Because artists, I mean, the more talented you are, the more you need to use it. And the more disillusioned you get when nobody wants to hear it.